Hello everyone, welcome to Live Interactive English. I'm Mike, and today we have a little quiz for you. An interesting question with an answer that comes to us from the world of science. And this question is actually really good because we've come out of a period in our lives, a period in human history when we've been very concerned with germs and viruses and COVID-19 and keeping our hands and bodies healthy and clean. So we're going to be talking not about those sprays that we've all been using, right, to wash your hands, or soaps that we've all been told to use very carefully in the last few years. No, we're talking about something different but also related: UV light. That's right, UV light. The U and the V, it's short for ultraviolet light. Now, it doesn't mean it's super purple, ultraviolet. No, it means it's on the spectrum of light that we can't see. UV light, infrared light. Certain animals can see the light in these ranges. Of course, cameras can. Human eye is not able to see UV light, but just because we can't see it doesn't mean it's not useful. UV light is the same stuff that I believe can give you a suntan. So that might be good, but not too much because it can be bad for your skin. But UV light can be really useful and wonderful in certain ways, and maybe in the same way that it could be bad for your skin, it's also bad for germs, which is good for us because we don't like germs, they make us sick. So UV light, the invisible germ killer, and also the thing that gives you a suntan, and so put on your SPF 35 and, you know, that thing. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about germs being killed by UV light. How? It's invisible. It's mystery. It's not a mystery, it's science. Let's find out. Question: how does UV light kill germs? A, by drying them out. B, by damaging their DNA. C, by producing great heat. D, by breaking them into pieces. Chemicals and drugs are some of our most common weapons against bacteria and viruses. However, certain microorganisms are getting better and better at surviving our attacks. There is another weapon, though, that is highly effective at killing all kinds of germs: ultraviolet light. Ultraviolet, UV light, is a type of light that is invisible to the human eye, but has more energy than regular light. If you've ever stayed out in the sun for too long, you'll know how damaging UV light can be. The UV light that is present in sunlight is what causes your skin to burn. All right, so UV, ultraviolet light, the invisible germ killer. Because, yeah, when you think about it, light is kind of invisible, right? As long as you can see, there's light. But you can't see light unless there's, you know, smoke or lasers or something like that. You don't want to look at the sun, but of course there's light around us all the time. You can see me, I can see the camera. There are lights here, but the light in the air, I can't actually see it. So yeah, something that you can't see, even if it's there, is invisible. Here's another thing that's invisible: air, right? There's air all around. I'm breathing it, but unless it's really cold or something, you can't kind of see the air or whatever moving in and out. These things are there, but they are things you can't see. And of course, when we talk about, you know, Harry Potter with his magic cloak that makes him invisible. Suddenly he's there and suddenly he's not. He is now invisible. For example, the tiny bugs are invisible to our eyes because they are too small to see, probably somewhere on my skin. Tiny little bugs that are not really invisible, but I can't see them, so it's like they're invisible. All right, let's get to our question. Here it is. We have 4 answers for you too, so pay attention. Here's the question: how does UV light kill germs? All right, so what is happening when UV light is used to kill germs? It is killing the germs, but how? What is happening? A, by drying them out. Okay, light dries things like the sun dries your clothes. All right, yeah, okay. B, by damaging their DNA. Wow, so that's on a very tiny level. DNA, you know, that makes us humans and makes living things into living things. It kills the DNA, maybe. C, by producing great heat. Well, the sun is warm, but it's not like burning things, is it? I don't know about that one. D, by breaking them into pieces. I don't know, but I like the sound of it. The light is just smashing things like something from a superhero movie. Is one of those answers is correct? Is it the one you think? Well, let's move on and find out. Chemicals and drugs, we read, are some of our most common weapons against bacteria and viruses. Yes, when I talked about those sprays and the soaps that we use, those are chemicals and they are used to kill the virus or the bacteria. Or if it gets in your body, you can take drugs in the form of medicines. And once the viruses are making you sick, they go in your body and they kill them in a safe way because you don't want to spray chemicals in your body. That's a crazy idea. Who would suggest that? No, you take medicines, but they do a very good job of fighting the infection and making you healthy. When we talk about things we use to fight things, in the case it could be a small thing like a germ or a virus, or it could be a big thing like a dragon. I'm using a weapon. With a dragon, I would want to use a spear or a magic sword or, I don't know, a machine gun, which would be pretty cool. But also, weapons can be anything that you can use to fight against something, to fight in a competition or in combat. It could be something like a sword or a knife, or it could be chemicals and medicines that we use to fight off sicknesses and disease. The heroes in the movie use their special powers as a weapon to fight evil. This must be superheroes using the powers of shooting lasers out of their arms or eyes or their great strength or, you know, that kind of thing. However, it says certain microorganisms are getting better and better at surviving our attacks. It's true. Some of these viruses, some of these bacteria are getting stronger so that the chemicals, the soaps and sprays, or the medicines, the drugs that we used to use, they don't work anymore. We have these super bugs or super viruses, and the old things just aren't strong enough. So what do we do? Well, it says there is another weapon, though, that is highly effective at killing all kinds of germs: ultraviolet light. There you go. So ultraviolet light might be able to kill things, even things that have changed and grown stronger and can survive being sprayed with chemicals or fought against with medicines. These things will not die, they will survive. But will they survive ultraviolet light? Maybe not. To survive is to live through something that could hurt you or even kill you. If there's a car crash and it was really bad and everyone's like, oh my gosh, you could have died, but you didn't. Well done. You have survived. So to survive is to successfully not die when you could have died. All right, a very dangerous situation, but you didn't die. You lived. Well done. Pat on the back. Many birds fly to a warmer place to survive the cold winter. Back to the article. Ultraviolet UV light is a type of light that is invisible to the human eye, we can't see it, but has more energy than regular light. If you've ever stayed out in the sun for too long, you'll know how damaging UV light can be. That's right, if you've ever stayed out in the sun too long at the beach, your skin gets brown, or maybe not even brown, it goes red, and then, ow, it hurts. You've got a sunburn. Thank you, UV light. Yeah, the UV light that is present in sunlight is what causes your skin to burn. And that's why we wear sunscreen, sunblock, SPF 35 and up, that kind of stuff. Protect your skin from UV light. Sunburns are bad, and skin cancer, which you can get, is even worse. So, UV light. Powerful stuff, right? Indeed. We'll be back after this break.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。今天的课文标题是 UV Light, the Invisible Germ Killer， 紫外线 无形的杀菌高手。好，其中的 UV 是 ultraviolet 的缩写，这个形容词是形容紫外线的。那么 invisible 则是形容看不见的、无形的。好，那在疫情期间，有不少人买过这种紫外线消毒灯嘛？那么紫外线是如何杀死病菌的呢？我们就来看看课文怎么说。化学物质和药物是我们对抗细菌和病毒最常见的武器，但是某些微生物越来越能挺过我们的攻击。不过还有另外一种武器可以非常有效地杀死各种病菌，也就是紫外线。它是一种人眼看不见，但是拥有比一般光线能量更高的光。如果你曾经在阳光下面待过很长时间，你就会知道紫外线的破坏力有多强了。存在于这个阳光中的紫外线，就是造成我们皮肤晒伤的原因。好，单字 weapon 它表示武器、兵器或是手段、工具。Mike 老师在解释时，他用到 combat 这个名词 ，combat， combat 表示战斗、搏斗。那老师前面在讲到这个杀死病菌的时候，也有用到 smash， 的表示打碎、打破、撞击。好，再看到下一个单字 survive 表示存活、幸存，或者是挺过什么什么，像我们说挺过什么难关之类的，那它是一个动词。这边一个重点，我们要进入文法时间。好，这边我们来学习 WH 疑问词引导名词子句的用法。WH 疑问词呢，像 what, where, why, when, who, which, how 等等所引导的名词子句，可以当主词、受词或是补语用。当主词的时候呢，注意后面接的动词就要用单数型哦。例如 What you did was very thoughtful， 你所做的事非常体贴。这时候名词子句 What you did 是当主词用，要视为单数，所以我们后面才是搭配单数动词 was。那接回到课文中。
When UV light is shined on bacteria and viruses, it causes serious damage to their DNA. As a result, they are no longer able to multiply, and if they can't multiply, they are no longer dangerous. The time that it takes for the UV light to complete its work depends on two things: the type of virus or bacteria, and how close the UV light is. But generally speaking, UV light can kill off most harmful microorganisms in minutes. In our battle against germs, UV light really is a super weapon. All right, so have you been paying attention? Remember our question, how does UV light fight bacteria and viruses? Well, here we go. When UV light is shined on bacteria and viruses, it causes serious damage to their DNA. Yes, I believe that was answer B. It's their DNA. So, I mean, think about it. Ultraviolet light can burn your skin really badly. Imagine what it can do to a little thing like a virus or bacteria. What it can do? Nothing good for the virus or bacteria. That's good for us. As a result, they are no longer able to multiply. Their DNA is being attacked and ripped apart. And this is a terrible thing if you're a person, but a great thing if it's a bacteria, because it stops them from multiplying. To multiply is basically just to become more, to become larger in numbers. All right, so in the early morning, the number of passengers riding on a bus or an MRT will multiply as we get towards the starting time of school and work. The numbers will get bigger. And we can also talk about animals having babies as multiplying, okay? Rabbits can multiply very quickly, so if you have 2 pet rabbits, at the end of the year, you'll probably have 200 pet rabbits because they have lots of babies, in other words. The 2 dogs multiplied to 12 in just 3 years. Wow, 2 dogs was a small family. 12 dogs is a bigger family, and that took 3 years. Lots of puppies. Back to the article, and if they can't multiply, these viruses and bacteria, these germs, if they can't multiply, they are no longer dangerous, right? Your body can fight off a small amount of an infection. That is the key to staying healthy. The time that it takes for the UV light to complete its work depends on 2 things. So how to make sure that the UV light really works in eliminating this virus or bacteria? 2 things: the type of virus or bacteria and how close the UV light is. So not all viruses are the same, and if you can get the light closer and have it be strong enough, it's more likely to work. But generally speaking, UV light can kill off most harmful microorganisms in minutes. So it doesn't take a long time. It's not like medicine where you have to wait several days maybe for it to work. This can work in just a few minutes. Fantastic. In our battle against germs, UV light really is a super weapon. So remember how we were told to wash our hands, for a few minutes to make them clean from COVID? Well, now maybe you can just hold your hands under a UV light for a few minutes, and that will be just as good, but it will definitely be harmful to the virus or bacteria. Something that's harmful, basically think of it as dangerous. Poisons are harmful, they're dangerous. Getting into a car crash or riding your bicycle without a helmet on could be harmful to your health or dangerous. Bad things, harm, could happen to you. It's full of harm, it's full of danger, it's dangerous. For example, this chemical can be harmful if you touch it, so be careful. It might burn your skin, it's dangerous, it's going to cause you pain, so don't do it. What do you think? We have a what do you think question. Are there other ways to kill germs besides UV light? How do they work? We mentioned it earlier in the article. Psh, psh, psh. Washy, washy, washy. Yeah. Soap is also an effective weapon against germs as they break apart the germs and they wash them away from your body and they keep you nice and clean, and your hands smell like flowers. That's nice too. Thanks for joining us, guys. Stay clean, stay cool, and we'll see you back here sometime soon. Bye.
当紫外线照射在细菌和病毒上时，会对它们的 DNA 去氧核糖核酸来造成严重的损害。结果呢，它们就没办法再繁殖，也不再具有危险性了。一般而言，这个紫外线可以在几分钟内杀光大多数有害的微生物。不过，它所需要的时间还是得取决于这个病毒或细菌的类型，还有这个紫外线的距离远近。我们最后就来看单字 multiply。multiply 在这边当动词来表达繁殖或是滋生，这时候它是不及物动词。那这个单字也可以用在数学里面，就是表达加减乘除的这个乘，那它就是当及物动词用咯。再来看到 harmful 是形容词，形容有害的或是造成伤害的。这边一个重点，我们进入文法时间。好，这边我们来学习 generally speaking 这个用法，它表示通常、一般而言。这个片语通常会摆在句首，并且用逗号跟后面的句子隔开。那你也可以把它写成 in general， 例如 generally speaking， 或是 in general teenagers need more sleep than adults。一般而言，青少年比成人需要更多的睡眠。好，那么以上这讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
Question: How does UV light kill germs? A. By drying them out. B. By damaging their DNA. C. By producing great heat. D. By breaking them into pieces. Chemicals and drugs are some of our most common weapons against bacteria and viruses. However, certain microorganisms are getting better and better at surviving our attacks. There is another weapon, though, that is highly effective at killing all kinds of germs: ultraviolet light. Ultraviolet, UV light, is a type of light that is invisible to the human eye, but has more energy than regular light. If you've ever stayed out in the sun for too long, you'll know how damaging UV light can be. The UV light that is present in sunlight is what causes your skin to burn. When UV light is shined on bacteria and viruses, it causes serious damage to their DNA. As a result, they are no longer able to multiply, and if they can't multiply, they are no longer dangerous. The time that it takes for the UV light to complete its work depends on two things: the type of virus or bacteria, and how close the UV light is. But generally speaking, UV light can kill off most harmful microorganisms in minutes. In our battle against germs, UV light really is a super weapon.
Hey, 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 it's KiWi on the street. I'm Kiki.
And I'm Winnie. Hey, Kiki, it's really hot today.
Yeah, it really is.
Okay, BRB, I'm gonna go get us some ice cream.
BRB? What does that mean?
It's an abbreviation. BRB, it means be right back.
Abbreviations. I know. Today, let's play an abbreviation game to make some new friends.
Let's go.
我们知道呢，现在很多年轻人讲话的方式都非常特别哦，连中文都有一些缩写。中文你知道有什么样子的缩写呢？
像学餐永豆这种，
What's
学生餐厅永和豆浆。
哦，学餐永豆 ，right? Okay. Well, today 我要测试你一些英文的 abbreviation.
Okay.
LOL.
Laugh out loud.
Laugh out loud.
Laugh out loud.
Laugh out loud.
Laughing out loud.
Laughing out loud. Very good. 下一个。
As soon as possible.
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 Very good. As soon as possible, or sometimes
教授常说
ASAP.
这个。
Yeah. 为什么要教
教论文？
教东西 right? Thesis. Very good. Okay. 下一个。
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe I also need another hint.
Right now?
Yeah.
Right now?
Right now?
UDK.
I don't know.
Yes, UDK. Okay, so 我们今天学到了哪些英文的缩写？
Here are today's abbreviations. LOL. Laugh out loud. Laugh out loud. For example, he was so funny, I had to laugh out loud. Next, we have ASAP or ASAP. As soon as possible. As soon as possible. So for example, please get that report to me as soon as possible. Next, we have IDK. I don't know. I don't know. For example, I don't know what you mean. That's all we have for today. KiWi later.